Thank you, and you're very welcome.
Thank you, Debbie.
Just want to go back to the invoices, and like invoices are not, Mr. Kelly, are not a creative document. They're intended to be a true record to say what service has been provided or what work is done. So essentially, both sides were complicit in what the chair of the board said, designed to deceive. And so, do you accept that, or did you challenge that, that this...
We were deceived. We'd no knowledge whatsoever of the arrangement on the part.
But you issued the invoices,
But if I could just explain, we weren't consulted about it, nor were we told at any stage of the nature of it. And we were instructed by RT for the second and third invoices on the Red Road Show to make out the invoices to artists for consultancy services. We sent them to RTE, who look after them from there.
You have a number of companies. You know what it is to raise an invoice. You took instructions from RTE
Sure.
without challenge. And essentially, there's a moral and legal imperative around that. Essentially, and I'd like to ask Mr. Tuberty...
Sorry, can I just finish that? At the time, we didn't know who Astis was, and we presumed that they had a relationship with Renault, and we were following instructions, and we got paid by Astis, not by RTE.
Yeah, this following instructions, it's called the Nuremberg defence. Mr. Tuberty, would you be happy with that kind of arrangement not being challenged, because it was being done in your name?
Deputy Murphy, I will tell you that my involvement in anything, I have not sat down in front of an RT management person in 20 years to talk about money, contracts, anything like that whatsoever. That's why I have Mr. Noel Kelly.
But are you happy with just following instructions in relation to, you know what an invoice is? I mean,
honest to goodness, I don't get into invoices and that kind of thing. My job is to sit in front of a microphone and present a radio show or TV show. Honest to goodness, I trust Noel. He trusts the process. We all hope to get the best deal in life.
It's really not the question I'm asking. I want to go back to the Grant Thornton are conducting a second review into 120,000. We know there was a 225. That's the 75. They're conducting another review into the 120,000. That was 2017 to 2019. That you're saying categorically that just simply was waived. It wasn't paid, and RTE knew that. RTE knew that. Do you have any explanation why they would be conducting an expensive review into that? If they
I've no idea. We have a further meeting with Grant Thornton on that. We asked RTE. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry. We asked RTE.
I can come in there if you like,
yeah,
Deputy. In discussions with the RTE in March 2020, they indicated to us that they were going to treat this in their accounts, and they said for accountancy reasons that they were going to take the 120 off the previous 3 years contracts. So that's 50 in year 5, 50 in year 4, 20 in year 3, extraordinary figures. And we said that this didn't make any sense, as we had neither invoiced or received or refunded the 120. So how could it be deducted in? This is the question we were posing to them, saying this seems kind of mad. And RTE's proposed treatment of this would give the impression that I was being paid €120,000 less than I was actually paid. And we made it clear, Deputy, that the 120,000 should not be taken off or deducted for prior year actual earnings, as you can see in your booklet on pages 14 and 15. And RTE appeared to agree with our point, and it accepted our amendments in the final letter of agreement on this issue. Again, page 16 of the documents provided. However, on the 21st and 23rd of January, when the top 10 earners were published, RTE appears to have reverted, oddly, to their original stance and deducted the 120,000 as they originally said they would do. So we were obviously very surprised to see that.
Right. Okay. Just in relation to the, you did open by saying that you're a contractor, and we think we all understand
an independent contractor.
Independent contractor. But RTE wouldn't normally find you work as an independent contractor, and that's why this
is not ordinary.
This is not ordinary, and that's how it's impossible for us to separate out.
I understand
the difference between the Renault contract
Yeah.
and your salary.
Yes.
Because effectively it would be RTE finding you work, where you would normally find that work yourself.
Again, I would hand this to Noel, because he's the one who finds the work, if you will, and negotiates
Sure.
the contract side of
Right,
things.
okay.
The value with Renault or for RTE is keeping Renault happy as a sponsor, keeping them on board and making sure that they come back season after season. So that's really why RTE wanted to do this. They're the biggest sponsor that they actually, biggest sponsor that they actually have. So
yeah, can I just ask you? I'm very short on time. Can I? And I'm trying not to be rude, but it's just. Did you know, Mr. Kelly, that Renault had insisted on the commercial agreement was done on a cost-neutral basis?
no, I had no idea.
Because that, you know,
No idea.
obviously.
Because we invoiced Renault. We had no idea. No idea.
Just in relation to like, Mr. Kelly, who would you normally deal with when you're dealing with, you know, the contractual arrangements for your clients?
I suppose, and it depends really. Like some of our contractors might do 8 1.5-hour shows in a year, and that's it. So,
but you wouldn't normally deal with the director general.
No, that would only be on bigger contracts. So generally, it would be the head of radio. And so some contracts just radio only. You do a 1-hour radio show once a week, or you might do.
So D4s was not the only one that would have been aware of all of this.
No.
We've been told.
No, absolutely
that
not.
was only one person had an overview of all of this.
Couldn't have been, and that's why I find this whole thing so bizarre. But in relation to, some guys might just have a 1-hour like a 1-hour radio contract. Some would have a TV contract. Some might have a bit of radio and a bit of TV, and so it would depend. Head of TV, under head of TV, executive, MD of TV, MD of radio. It would just depend where it would sit, and then you'd have an overall, like Alan Tyler, Stuff was saying, like he's head of entertainment.
Sorry, I have very little time.
Sorry. So I'm just saying, there's so many people.
Okay.
Like there's 1,800 people in the organisation, so many people to deal with.
You don't operate for 1,800 people. You're an
No.
small number of people. The Breda O'Keefe's statement last week, she said that when I left in March 2020, an RTE guarantee on the proposed Renault agreement was not on offer, as far as I was aware. So she's linking in the Renault agreement with the salary. Yeah. And you can see why this keeps on coming back to this same thing. And you have in your booklet, I think on page 7, the email from Breda O'Keefe. Mm-hmm. And was there other correspondence? Because this then wasn't finalised until May.
Yeah.
And the RTE statement this morning is telling us that the February agreement is being characterised as a contractual commitment.
If I can explain, the whole purpose of this, it wasn't about contract, not contract. The whole purpose of this was other people knew Bardi Forbes. That's the whole point. And all along, and it was said to you, like the week before last, central to this, nobody else knew. There was no secret. And this is the secret piece. So there was no secret whatsoever. We don't, there's no secret.
I mean, given all you've listened to over the last few weeks, Mr. Tubridy, and you say you want to go back and work on the radio, it seems to me that, looking at it from your perspective, that appears to come across as strange, given the all of the issues that you've documented in your booklet and the opening statement.
What's strange? Excuse me, sorry.
Like wanting to go back to an organisation that you obviously feel has badly damaged you.
I've been badly damaged by the last 3 weeks,
Yes.
To be honest with you, but not necessarily by RTE as an institution. I think there are people that I'm dying to get back to work with, like most decent Irish people. They're in there making an honest living, and they're working hard to get together the shows, and I want to be back with them I had my beef, obviously, with some people there, as is obvious in the documents, but I still see my future there, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Chair.